whatever you want.
What would you do if you had my life? Work like me, had them stripes. Would you go hard just to have that ice? But I'm just still trying to have that price. Get a yo cooking about to add that spice. Nowadays dudes never had that fight. When it push bill, better burst your pipes. What would you do if you had my life? Work like me, had them stripes. Would you go hard just to have that ice? But I'm just still trying to have that price. Get a yo cooking about to add that spice. Nowadays dudes never had that fight. When it push bill, better burst your pipes.
The college baseball experience super regional preview episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by our World Cup Survivor Pool. $25 entry. Winner take all at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/splash. Jump over there. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey, this is Pac-Man Jones. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college baseball experience super preview. Oh my gosh. I'm glad we waited a little bit because I needed some time to cool off. I needed a little bit. YouTube.com/at the college experience. Good Lord. That's what I'm talking about. Brain cells aren't working as much as they normally are. All right. Jump over, hit that like and subscribe button. College baseball. Good Lord. Sobriety has not happened much in the past 4 days for me and apparently every human being in Morgantown. Also, perhaps another gentleman on this podcast. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Dant, Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
It's Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick. It's Pick Dundee.
Oh man, I mean the amount. I mean this. Look, we've always known the tournament's fire, but this year's it's a blowtorch. It's the whole. It's absolutely this. I mean, I know I can't think of a better. I'm gonna go ahead and say like best postseason of any sport this entire season, like this for this calendar year. I think it has delivered. I know there's the UConn Duke game, which was fucking hilarious, mainly because I was in a Duke bar, but in basketball. But I'm saying, throwing all the other playoffs. I know the NHL was delivering tonight, but it was pretty fucking phenomenal what we just went through. I am joined by my co-host, who is the heartbeat of the college baseball experience. Give it up for the great Noah Bieniek. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Regional weekend absolutely delivered, and there were not many sober regionals whatsoever this weekend. All of these games seemed like they were drunk. I had a lot of fun watching them, and we got a nice slap across the face Friday afternoon with the first slate of games, and it was like, yep, this is what I remember. This is the best weekend of the year.
So this year was on fucking steroids, bro. This was on steroids.
It was an unbelievable parody-filled weekend, and this, Colby, is what we found out really, really moves the needle. Like the general public really latched on this year, and locked in to regionals, and it was what makes college sports great is the little dog has a chance to punch up, and it brings everybody in, man. Like, there were a lot of people saying something like, this is the new March Madness, or just things along those lines, where you actually see the four seeds knocking some one seeds off.
Like, I think it could be an overreaction on the March Madness thing, just because it's been like a 2-year shelf life. But at the same time, there's something about the home environments. I mean, what we just saw scattered around the United States is absolutely beautiful, and just something about, you don't get that in college basketball. Like, as much as I'll defend the March Madness college basketball bracket almost against anything, but you don't have those home environments. And there's something about sports being played in a college environment that you can't get elsewhere. This guy was in a college environment. He probably got pepper sprayed. Who knows? He was not in Morgantown, but he was in one that is similar to Morgantown. I think he was Stark Vegas there in Starkville, Mississippi. He is the host of the Head First podcast. Make sure you check that out. Give it up for the great JP Sponseller. How are you, brother?
I'm great. Like we just talked about, I've kind of been lobbying that the regional format is the best format in all of sports, in my opinion. Definitely lived up to the hype this weekend. Also, is like a couple years ago, 2024, when we had 4 SEC, 4 ACC powerhouses in Omaha, like right when we thought NIL and the transfer portal was taking over, and that was going to be the future of the sport that always had Cinderella teams, similar to March Madness. It was like, here we are, we're back. So definitely refreshing. Obviously, no, I know you can relate. It's like, for people that are traveling and had plans to go to Omaha since January, it's like sometimes you wish you could see like those premier matchups in Omaha and see those superstar players. But I mean, I'm a mid-major guy at heart, so it's always fun to interact too with those kind of teams.
Everyone always deserves a seat at the table. You know what I mean? That's the best thing about America is, for a metaphor, it's just, that's what makes March Madness to a certain extent. That's why people, I think, originally fell in love with it. I mean, there's great basketball games that have always been played, or great baseball games between these majors, whatever the sport you choose. But there's just something about seeing Milwaukee, a fucking like Milwaukee, where I think 90% of that roster is born and raised in fucking Milwaukee, right? I think I read some tweet where I didn't fact check it, but it said like, yeah, they're from Oshkosh or some shit.
Yeah,
it's like going down there, and Auburn spends a shit ton on their roster. And Auburn got out of there, which, by the way, was my national championship pick, or to get to the Natty. I mean, my whole bracket's fucked, just like college hoops. And that's a good thing though, Bieniek. Yeah. I've learned this. Like, okay, you piss away a few bucks, but at the same time, normally when your bracket goes to shit, that means the tournament's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a yearly tradition for Colby, whether it's college football playoff, March Madness bracket, NCAA Baseball Tournament
first
bracket.
round. I know I'm out. I know I'm tapping out. All right. My wife's turning in a bracket. She's never watched the game. She's probably like 20 picks better than me.
Of the 16 regionals, I picked 8 right in the bracket contest that I entered in. I'm currently 10th. The best score was 10 of the 16, and there's like 200 people in this pool. So it was havoc this weekend. That's for sure.
To your point, I would say last thing about like the home environments. This is now I went to a super regional and then a regional back-to-back years. And yeah, even after going out to Omaha those 2 years too, it's like part of me that home atmosphere is better than Omaha most of the time. I mean, it's awesome. You can't beat it.
I've always said, like, I need to go to Omaha every year. Shout out to Weehawk. I know he does it. And I'm like, that's a thing. I got, obviously family came in town this time. So I was planning on this year being my first trip to Omaha, but I'm with you watching those things. I'm like, I just need to keep an open ticket to, like, if Morgantown's hosting or if Starkville is hosting, or, and just pick and choose my battles on these great college campuses to see these games, because good Lord, man. I couldn't get home. Look, and I went to it. I was at Chapel Hill. Shout out to their fans. They showed up, and ECU fans showed up and Tennessee fans showed up. Shout out to GBO Farms, the fucking man. But my point is that there's just, I was racing home to try to get these games just cause I was like, it was like heroin. I was addicted. I was like, let me get home. Give me that college baseball heroin.
I will say like the regionals, you get your bang for the buck because you can get like your day pass to get both games, or you can pick and choose of the possible 7. But you miss the other 15 regionals. But with super regionals, you're missing less games and you're seeing really quality 2 or 3. The super regional weekend, JP, I wonder if you have an opinion on whether you like the regional or the super regional better.
Yeah, the super regional actually, like for the most part, you can watch most of the games. And the one that I went to was Kentucky in 24, which was obviously kind of special for that fan base. And it's one thing it's funny, like being in Stark Vegas this past weekend, it's like the fans and the team, like no dog pile. Like it was business down there winning a regional where anytime you punch a ticket to Omaha, it's special. So yeah, the super regional is definitely something else.
Let me throw something in here. Like, okay, we have the screen. If you're watching youtube.com/the college experience, there's a screen right now with all of these super regionals and where the games are happening. Mm-hmm. If you had someone out there listening might have miles or unlimited money and say, you know what, I'm going to fucking do this with my weekend. Bieniek, pretend like money's not an issue, pretend like flight's not an issue, whatever the fuck. You got all the money in the world. Which one would you want to go to most out of the ones staring us right in the face right now?
There are 4 options of the 8. I do think, like, based on rarity and how often they come around, I think you can cross 2 off. Athens, Georgia would be outstanding. Bulldogs for Bulldogs, Georgia, Mississippi State, but Athens is going to host regularly. Auburn, you can cross that one off too. Auburn's hosted 2 or 3 times in the last 4 years, and this is their second straight super regional that they've hosted. Auburn, Ole Miss, 2 big-time college baseball programs in the last decade. That one's going to be a fantastic series. But the 2 series that you have to circle based on how many times it's going to come around again, you got to get down to Riddle Pace Field for Troy and Little Rock. Because Troy, this community shows up for baseball games, and this weekend is going to be absurd because there are 3 regionals in the state of Alabama. I would just send you into the middle of the state. Yeah, that's where you need to go. So start with Troy, and then you can split off the Alabama, Auburn, if money was not an issue. Also, if money's not an issue, go and spend the $3,400 to go to Hoagland Park and watch Kansas play Oklahoma. Because
that was going to be my pick, but then you made a lot of sense with the 3 in the state where you can bounce around. If you're like, the fact you get hit on 3 anyway. I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you going to say?
No, we're good. Like just the fact that this was the first time Kansas has ever hosted a regional, and now it's the first time they're ever hosting a super regional.
Old Big 8 rivalry too.
It's against an old Big 8 rival, and the place has. So last weekend they broke attendance records. Saturday the most ever in attendance, and then Sunday the second most ever, and the super regional will probably break that too. JP.
Yeah, JP. Unlimited resources. Where you headed?
Yeah, I can't even pick one. Like I'm going through them. I'm thinking Athens, Georgia, partying up on right field, Kudzu Hill. Sign me up. Auburn, that stadium, since the renovations, they have a ton of fun in their outfield. Austin, Texas, I've never been there, but all of these teams too, like Athens, yes, they're going to be hosting, but they haven't been to Omaha since like 2008. Like it's going to be a big deal if they punch that ticket. And Tuscaloosa, I don't know if you guys saw the beer pyramids and the right field ragers.
I did.
Morgantown. I don't even have to explain that one.
Yeah, I
And
mean that one there is no fatigue because they do that year round. But the fact that I mean that stole the show from at least like a clip point of view on ESPN, right? Like that stole the show. Not
We
only
gotta
from
be-
our boy, but what's that?
we got to be in agreement. Like, I respect Chapel Hill, and they have packed their super regionals, but Chapel Hill and SC's got to be maybe like least party rowdy regional. Most likely.
Future Big Ten
Quality
matchup.
uniform matchup though.
Yes.
And yeah, future Big Ten matchup.
Yeah. I mean, and look, Chapel Hill flag on the play. Shout out to the great GBO Farms, man. GBO is the fucking man. And even though his Vols found out what it's like to take on East Carolina, but yeah, he comes all the way out there for 2 and barbecue. But we did go to the top of the hill in Chapel Hill, and flag on the play. These bombs, Jay North. I'll get to your comment in a second here, brother. Like, if you're like top of the hill is like a famous North Carolina bar. Everyone knows this, right? You know, I guarantee you, Belichick's, tossed her salad in that bathroom, right? Like Jordan, but it's a famous spot. You gotta have the fucking full regionals on. They only have the Carolina game on. So like when ECU is playing Tennessee, or ECU is playing VCU, or ECU is playing Tennessee, for you not to cover that is fucking pathetic. All right, like I'm telling you right now, like that right there for you in a college town not covering your regionals, it says something. It says something right there about your bullshit. All right. But the fans did show up. I'll give them credit in that regard. But Jay North gave it us $5, by the way. Shout out to Jay North. Exactly how I felt, Colby. Straight crack and basically 96 hours of squeeze play. Yes. Now ESPN, make that a weekly thing, please. Yeah. I mean, hopefully that's what we're all hoping. I feel like Bieniek, I know the ratings this year were better.
Oh, they had to have been.
And I'm talking regular season was better. Like we talked about that on this show, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping the message gets home. Give us this more access regular season. Hello, can we get a college game day for every week of the baseball season?
Yeah.
Is that hard to fucking do?
I know. That's what, like, literally we've tried. It's like, all right, I know it's online, but if no one's going to do it, like, we've picked 5 games, and then we've actually kind of lucked out on getting some guest pickers for most of the weeks just through connections of alumni and guys we've played with or against in summer ball. But yeah, it's like, why can we not get a booth somewhere it's not that hard. It shouldn't be.
I mean, can you imagine if you put 3 former? It doesn't even have to be college baseball stars, MLB, whatever, and then a host, and then can you imagine that scene if they were in Morgantown for that Kentucky game? You know how awesome that would sell the sport. I mean, that one, it was great, but I'm saying there was a ton. We saw this years ago. I remember when ECU hosted Texas in the regional, right? Can you imagine that shit? Like it's right there unreal for you. Yeah. I keep reading that ESPN Disney's broke. Well, look, you have something that is precious that I think is undercovered, and I think there's more money to be squeezed out of this thing if you handle it correctly. Anyway, shout out to GBO Farms. Tennessee won the Scatterdash Championship. They did show up. Vol Nation showed. By the way, I mean, the amount of sunburn that myself and GBO like at least I had it. I put sunblock on. He forgot he brought sunblock, but forgot it at the hotel, and I had it covered, but I basically forgot to do the knees because I was wearing shorts, and then when you sit down, the shorts come up a little bit. So my knees I got Ewinged. I got Ewinged pretty bad, man. That was pretty terrible. Yeah, GBO Farms also left his wallet in an Uber.
We had the baby powder out. We had midday changes.
Well played.
It was a hot one down in Mississippi.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. What was that? Like, if you had to guess,
it was in the 80s, 90s, but it felt like 100.
Mississippi hot is another level of hot.
And like being in Colorado, I've not been around the humidity and I've gotten to be not used to it. And oh my gosh, I felt like
Isn't that the worst?
we have mostly male audience. Yeah, you walk out of the door at 9 a.m. and you already got bubble gum between your legs. I mean, just sticking to your
We call
leg.
that swamp ass where I'm from.
Oh
Look,
my gosh.
you felt like Stonewall Jackson, right? In the denim, moving up, in fucking Antietam or some shit. Let's jump into this, man. But what an unbelievable week. And we're going to recap some more in a second here. But first, Bieniek, I want to let the people know that we are the College Baseball Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. And in honor of this thing called the World Cup, the Premier League Gambling Podcast is now the World Cup Gambling Podcast. Group previews, daily picks for every single matchup for the World Cup. Plus, they're doing a World Cup Survivor Pool, $25 entry, winner take all. Sportsgamblingpodcast.com/splash. Use the promo code SGPN for $20 in quick pick entries. No deposit required. So do that and let it ride. We're also brought to you by this place. Well, me, Mac, Bieniek. We've destroyed this place in a good way. We're brought to you by Circa, the Circa Casino there in Las Vegas. Shout out to Derek Stevens. It is the greatest place on earth. Look, it's the greatest NFL handicapping contest that is back at the Circa, and it's better than ever.
The updated graphic overlay here, because these guaranteed prizes are like blown out of proportion this year.
Yeah, well, I mean, right now, back better than ever with 30 million in prizes, 22 million for Circa Survivor, 6 million for Circa Millions, and 4 million for the Grandissimo. Sign up in Las Vegas, and myself and the rest of a lot of SGPN heads will be there for sign up weekend. You can play from anywhere if you need to use our official proxy. We do this every year. So yeah, do it. Head to footballcontest.com. Use the promo code SGPN to get $50 off your proxy fees. Do you have what it takes to become a football millionaire? Let's go. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog is putting up $1 million in their Steal the Pot promotion. Make a pick with the final steals leader and walk away with your share of the pot. Underdog has just increased their payouts as well. 2 pick entries now at 3.5 times, and 3 pick entries now at 6.5 times. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers too. Play $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code. That is TCE SGPN. So do that and let it ride. Oh man, let's recap, because I know we kind of already did some recapping, but I don't think I still need to talk this through here, because we had some amazing plays. But JP, you were here in Stark Vegas. Hail State absolutely walloped Lipscomb, and then I ran into a Raging Cajun fan pre the first game against Cincinnati, and he was confident that the Raging Cajuns were going to sweep through Stark Vegas. I did not get to follow up with him, unfortunately. But how was everything, man? How was the experience? I know your Bearcats went down, but besides that, how was everything?
Yeah, besides that, it was unbelievable. If you're a college baseball fan and you have not been down there, you definitely need to make a trip. Honestly, I would recommend if you're connected with people, great. If you're not, just wear the opposing team's uniform and take a lap in the outfield, and you will just get fed the best barbecue you've ever had in your life, beers, all of the above. I was eating constantly and literally didn't really pay for anything all weekend. You can bring a cooler in. It's the best, and it's the coolest stadium I've been to. So another great experience down there. The people are just awesome. They like really, really take pride in what they have there, and they want everyone to walk away blown away. And they just do a lot to take care of everyone that comes down there. So it was unbelievable as far as experience goes.
I mean, bringing the cooler in. Can we just stop and appreciate that for a second? Because, as someone that's been to like 50 Dodger games over the past, couple years, if I brought a cooler to Dodger Stadium, the bomb squad would be called on me right away. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about the soul is still intact with the sport. I love that they let you do that. Not every stadium within college baseball is going to let you do that. I don't think Chapel Hill would. But
now I will say, like, the rule, like, you're technically not allowed or supposed to bring in alcohol. The reason
it's Mississippi
can't is like the lounges. Everyone in the lounges is able to bring in whatever the hell they want a few hours before the game, but it's like put ice on top of everything. They just take a peek and you're good to go. So it's kind of like now don't get me wrong. Like if you're gonna be a total ass, you'll get kicked out of there. But it's like, there was this guy that we met, Hobie, who has a lounge. He also has his own bar that we met. He had a rules outside of his bar, and it perfectly described that entire place. It said Hobie's 2 rules. Number 1, follow all the rules. Number 2, don't be a dumbass. And it was literally like, everyone's there to have a good time. Just don't be an idiot, and you'll be all good.
Yeah, there's definitely a bottle of Parrot Bay that Leach has left underneath home plate if you dig it up. But that is awesome. Bieniek, I mean, all of us ate shit on this region, by the way.
Yeah.
I thought the Raging Cajuns, much like the guy when I was grabbing coffee, that actually made me think I was doomed. When he told me this, I was like, son of a bitch. It's like, this guy, like, do you guys get that way when you talk to someone, when you're out and you're like, I got a good dog. And then
when you ask the Uber driver, what's your pick? And it's your pick.
Oh, 100%. Or sometimes you don't even have to ask them. They just find out, oh, you do a sports gambling podcast. Let's take the Colts this weekend. And you're like, oh, fuck off, dude. You know what I mean? But I knew I was taken back there right when that happened. But your thoughts on the region, how it played out, and it was kind of a lot of blowouts here.
Yeah, it was not many close games. For Mississippi State, who's the winner, who will advance, I think the 2 most notable things for me this weekend was top 5 hitters in that lineup were unbelievable. Jacob Parker, the freshman from Purvis, Mississippi, his on-base percentage was .786. In the weekend, he got on in 11 of his 14 plate appearances.
Big energy.
He had 7 hits in his 10 at bats.
They're ready to build him a statue down there already.
I believe it. So yeah, he's the man. And then seeing Ryan McPherson kind of stretch out, throw, I think it was like 70 pitches or something like that, across 5 innings. He looked good. The stuff was good. As they kind of build him up throughout the postseason here, and hopefully get to, in their hopes and dreams, get to use him in Omaha at full strength. That'll make this Mississippi State team, 1, as healthy as they've been all year, and 2, the most lethal they've been all year, JP.
Yeah, I mean, the story, I put out a tweet about it today. It's Ryan McPherson being healthy and back is what turns this team from a great team to a national championship caliber team, especially with like the 1-2 pitching rotations that just got knocked out. Like, I kind of thought Florida was maybe the last one left, or not the last one, but the best one left. And it's like, dude, Valenkis, I mean, he shoved it to my Bearcats, and it was respect. Yeah. I mean, he was on, and there was no touching it. Like, I had to look back because a lot of the stuff from the I had a side view, and like the crowd would go nuts on anything close, and then he would ring them up, and I'm like, is that there? And I go back, and he was just dotting shit up, and like McPherson and Valenkis 1-2 is really scary. You mentioned the top 5. They also had production from the bottom of the lineup, which had kind of gone quiet for part of the year there. Ryder Woodson popped a few homers out of there. Bryce Chance had some RBIs. It's just goes like it's kind of relatable, Bieniek, to like the Brian O'Connor Virginia teams that and I think this team has more firepower than those did, but it's like up and down year, like people are kind of questionable, think they might blow a regional, and then it's like boom, now we're gonna play our best baseball of the year here in late May and June. So I was very impressed with them this weekend.
I probably watched the least of this one, no disrespect, but it was just kind of like
I'm in the same boat, dude. Like there were not many close games, and I also had squeeze play on one of the screens, and they're not showing those.
Let's jump over to Athens, where my fucking Long Island Sharks. Well, they weren't swimming. They were they in fact, I don't even
Fins up.
No fins up. All right. Ass up. Look, every score with Long Island was atrocious. Like the Flaming Libs. I mean, this region was weak. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from the Dogs, but I've watched Boston College like 4 or 5 times this year somehow live. I was not very impressed, so I thought, okay, I took a shot on the Flaming Libs here. I ate a pile of shit here, but this was if I'm being honest, without trying to discredit Georgia, because they might be for real, I just didn't think this region was packing a punch. And obviously chalk went chalk. But there was no value on taking, what was there, like minus, there was something crazy, right? So
well, it wasn't crazy. I threw it in a parlay with Auburn that cashed. It was minus 370.
That's crazy to me.
There were plenty that were worse.
Yeah, I'm not playing minus 370 though.
Yeah.
I mean, were you guys this went the way I kind of expected, even though my pick for the show was the Flaming Libs of Liberty. JP, were you surprised with this outcome?
No, this was one that actually I remember, Bieniek, I kind of brought up both of the Georgia and Auburn getting those together for, I mean, I thought those were honestly a little disrespectfully priced comparatively to UCLA being like minus 900. I mean, Georgia, I kind of predicted them to run this one. Obviously, I thought Georgia Tech and UCLA could have too, and that didn't happen. But no, Georgia has played great at home too all year. I kind of expected them to get over the hump this year. They've been knocking on that door and blew a couple regionals. So yeah,
like okay. I mean, I'm going to sound like a prick here, but I'm saying like if you had replaced Georgia with East Carolina, I would have loved their chances.
Yeah,
I mean it's not crazy.
I would have liked their chances probably better than the rest of it, just because they also just have history of playing well in the postseason. Which I mean, they competed this week, like they played pretty well this weekend.
I loved the way that Liberty played. Honestly, I thought they gave Georgia all they could handle. In both games, the Flames faced the Dogs. And in game 1. Georgia had a little bit of distance there, but in game 2, Liberty was threatening to win against Georgia there, and it got really testy between the two teams.
Was that the 5-4 game? Was that like okay?
Yeah. And it got really testy between the two teams, and it led to a high-profile pair of ejections that was like one of the biggest storylines from regional weekend on Sunday. Tre Phelps goes yard, kind of just tosses the bat a little bit. It wasn't like an egregious bat flip, and he really didn't flip the bat, quote unquote. But he's running by the Liberty dugout, is like looking at him, but apparently his parents were right above. Either way, looking at him, celebrating like kind of at the Liberty dugout, and then there's no excuse for rounding first base. Ripping the first baseman, rounding second base, ripping the second base and shortstop, ripping the third pitcher on your way to third base, ripping the third baseman, and then coming back home around on the home run trot. He got tossed due to unsportsmanlike, and then Wes Johnson comes out trying to defend him with their argument saying that his parents were sitting above the Liberty dugout. But I mean, you can't flirt or toe that line because yeah, sure. The one instance at the dugout, but all the way around the field is a little bit obnoxious. That's where I kind of just like, oh, I lose my effort kind of trying to defend this ejection, but I hate the postseason ejections and suspensions in the postseason.
Yeah, I enjoy people being obnoxious. Your thoughts on that one, JP?
Yeah, I'm a Tre Phelps fan, and obviously when you see two teams go at it like this, you hate to see a suspension go into game one. But I also grew up as Cincinnati Reds, big Red Machine fan, with my dad and grandpa telling me to watch Pete Rose. So I think there's a part of me that thinks there's not totally a place for that in baseball. I like the energy that we're seeing now, but I would prefer for it to be catered towards your own team and your teammates. Yeah, I don't know. I like the kid. Maybe the moment got the best of him. Also, I think it's like if he was that initial thing where he was acknowledging his parents and then everyone started yelling at him. Like, I know that's a kid. I interviewed him last year. If he starts getting chirped at rounding the bases, he's not just going to turn the cheek. He's going to give it right back. So I also get that because I feel like I'm wired that way in a way too. So I don't know. I hate judging these moments unless you're like really,
especially
really
you don't know what's said. I think I was listening to like the Vernon Maxwell podcast, and he was talking about a time where like a dude caught out his mother. So it's like you didn't know that from watching TV. You just thought, oh, what a fucking maniac. You're like, no, now it's pretty justifiable. You know what I mean? Like
Jaron Duran for the Red Sox like flipped someone off earlier this year and got some heat for it. And he was like, and he had come out over the offseason about being like suicidal. And he's like, yeah, the guy told me to kill myself. Like,
yeah. So context, we don't see it from TV always. I think there's the same thing.
I don't think that happened this weekend, but exactly to the point.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, shout out to them dogs who are having a fantastic season. We got Hail State and them dogs. I mean, this is a fucking. I guess if you're an SEC fan, or perhaps Mr. Commish there, Mr. Sankey, you'd rather see these teams not square off at this point. But Axel Foley Field here. I mean, am I crazy to just? I'm. Look, I know they haven't hosted or haven't been this far. What you said since 2008?
Yeah.
Was that correct? I still am on Hail State here because I trust the region. Hail State played a little bit more than I do.
Well, I should correct you. I guess they haven't been to Omaha since 2008. They hosted the Super Regional 2 years ago.
Yeah,
NC State.
Yeah, and I'm on that's disgusting, by the way. But Mississippi State is one that I'm not getting after watching. Like I said, I would probably watch the least of that region, mainly because the way the game script is working out. So I'm not getting in front of that train. I watched Georgia against the Flaming Libs, and specifically the second game, they got pushed a little bit. So I'm all over Hail State here, guys. JP, you were down there. Are you going to ride these boys from Stark Vegas?
Yeah, I'm riding them. Especially like I know some history, right? Like Georgia is 4-0 against Mississippi State, and knowing baseball tends to even out in a way. And I think this is Hail State's weekend. I was about to say the dogs, but they're both the dogs. So
they're plus 115, by the way. Hail State is.
Yeah, I think I would honestly like they're the same price for game one, and I would maybe take them for game one, or they're plus 600 to win it all right now, and I think that would just be a better sprinkle opposed to like going in on that price for the series. But in this ballpark too, I mean those bats are going to play just like Georgia's does, and I know I haven't watched, or I didn't watch Georgia as much this weekend, but Mississippi State, one, can hit the long ball, but they, two, like, they get these clutch hits, and they have a lot of hitters that hit the ball low and hard. Like, it's just in these regionals in the postseason, you have to hit the long ball, but you also need the two out single every once in a while. And I think there's just a little bit more of that in the Mississippi State lineup. Not to mention, I do like the arm talent better, regardless of what Georgia's arms have done all year.
Bieniek?
I'm going to disagree with you too. I'll go with Georgia here. 36-7 at home on the year, 4-0 against Hail State. I've picked against Georgia all year. I'm not going to do it here. They've shown time and again that they just continue to find a way to win series. Even if, there's one game in this 3-game set where Georgia's offense isn't necessarily coming up with a clutch big hit. We've seen Georgia at times just kind of, okay, today's not the day. And then they kind of go, they throw the entire committee at you on the other day that they really need a game to win the series. And I Foley Field, I think, just suits Georgia so well to right field and everything there. So I think that they're able to piece up to the bullpen, which the bullpen was great this weekend in 13 innings, had a 0.69 ERA. Granted, the offenses in that regional weren't very talented or good, but I just think if Georgia's got the back end of the bullpen firing on all cylinders, I think they're very, very hard to beat. I will take the Georgia Bulldogs down here in Athens to get to Omaha.
There we go. Good. We don't agree. I like that. Folks, want to let you know that the college baseball experience is also brought to you by Kalshi. Yes, Kalshi is a real money prediction market, legal in a ton of different states. And Kalshi's got a ton of trading options for your favorite sports. New Kalshi customers right now get $10 when they use the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, 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 promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is your official data tool for dominating the NBA playoffs, right? With NBA Finals, MLB, WNBA, golf, and yes, the World Cup, folks. Let Rhythm's models help you cash in, or you can build your own to dominate the books. Get your free 7-day trial period today to either tailor their models or build your own. Looking to go premium? Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use the promo code SGPN25. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. All right, we are back and let's go. Well, do we have a guest, Bieniek? Because
we do.
Well, let's just say our co-host on the basketball and football show. Well, he lives in Morgantown now, and this was him the other night. Is that Ben McDonald? I'm assuming the sunglasses are for the pepper spray. Welcome to the college baseball experience, the host of the college basketball and football experience, Ryan McIntyre, aka Monetline Mac, who has been in Morgantown at all 3 games. And first off, I'm still assuming you're not sober. How are you, buddy? And how great was? I mean, I could see from just Sports Center and shit, like, or Twitter. I mean, I watched a lot of those games, but I mean, that crowd, the experience looked absolutely incredible in everything that college sports. When college sports is hitting on all levels, that's what it's supposed to be. How was it, bro?
It was unreal, man. And I'm not just saying that as a biased West Virginia guy. I mean, everybody knows from football and basketball, I rep the Mountaineer brand as strong as anybody. But dude, I've never seen anything like that. And I wish I got to see more games across the country. But being in Morgantown, boots on the ground, I guarantee there wasn't a better college baseball environment than that environment for those Kentucky games, the Wake game, hell, even the Friday night game. Who do we even play? Binghamton. That's so long ago. I forgot who we opened with because of those Kentucky games.
I hear Vegas voice in Morgantown. He's
His
like,
voice
yeah,
is
he
gone,
sounds like
dude.
Macho Man. Oh yeah, dig it, right? Like he's got that going on right now. And the red Solo Cup, I mean, a staple of Morgantown. Buddy, look, I can tell you not only from the fan point of view, guys, and I'll ask you guys this too. Like those games, so some of them I was driving back early on, but I can tell you this: the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th innings. I mean, like I said pre-episode. But I was talking to these guys. I don't think ESPN Classic's a thing anymore.
Yeah,
but they should be on nonstop for the honestly like the rest of the summer. Those innings were fucking going back to when Kentucky even won the game. Like those innings were fucking insane. And like key errors, balks, gigantic homers on the fucking final fucking out. Like just. I think the most entertaining product out of the entire. I didn't catch, like I said, in a couple of those instances, I didn't catch the first couple innings, but I don't know that there was a better game. Like if you're if aliens come down, and you're like, what is college baseball, and be like, check this out.
Yeah.
Then I think they're staying here for life. Bieniek, your thoughts on the Morgantown region and your thoughts on Moneyline Max. Fantastic content he's putting out, because that was just one video of like 50 of him like doing fucking Jaeger bombs and every other god knows fucking thing.
We're just getting started too.
I think the thing that I learned most from Mac being credentialed media at the Morgantown Regional was that the Mountaineers baseball team was stronger than the Wildcats baseball team. That's what I believe he kept saying in every tweet. We are stronger than you.
That's when you know. That's when you know you're really fucked up. When you only have like you only have a couple phrases in your fucking brain. It's just goes like, "Yeah, we're stronger. We're fucking stronger." Right? That's when you at East. I've done that before at ECU, where you just say ECU. It's like you ask me any other question. How do you get to 95? I don't know what the fucking four by the Papa John.
Purple.
Yeah, exactly. Like just complete debauchery, man. JP, I know you were in a similar town to Morgantown in many ways, Stark Vegas, but did you get eyes on any of these fucking awesome games?
I did a little bit. I still need to do my wheels homework and catch up, but it was no shock, especially when Kentucky won, or was at least 2-0, just because both of those offenses are so back and forth and just, I don't know, they could put up runs in a hurry and they run the bases and do all kinds of shit. So there was no surprise that was going to be fireworks. I will say there's a lot of cool traditions and people know in other places of college baseball, but the country roads with a packed house after they won the regional, and obviously they knew that they were going to be hosting a super regional. I mean, I was killed to be in Morgantown for West Virginia last night.
I mean, that thing went viral and should have gone viral. And how many real teeth are in the crowd? We don't know. Probably 7. But I mean, it was still like the epitome of like, it went viral. I mean, it went viral, but I would even say to me, it was the game before, like that 9th inning where I was just like, this is fucking this world's going to blow up. You know what
ESPN
I mean? Like,
squeeze play. They said it very well. You could drop the two teams in a 5-5 tie in the 5th and just let them go from there. because you knew it was going to be tight down the stretch in the game.
Well, in Bieniek, this is turning into an underrated college baseball rivalry now.
Yeah.
Because if you remember, those assholes put us in the fucking dorms 3 years ago when we were in the Lexington region, and they got us the first time.
Yeah.
That's
said, all
right.
right.
That's
And
right.
then the last year, we ended their fucking season. Then they came to Morgantown, and we were just tougher than them. We were
There we
tougher
I
than
love-
them.
I love you
Outlasted
say-
us. And the longer the game went, you knew the gold and blue was going to find a way because the Mountaineers are tougher than everybody, and they fucking know it. And Cal Poly's about to know it here this weekend.
Dude, Matt.
Morgantown, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Morgantown, WP.
Great hype video. Now, look, I love how
Mac,
he says.
could you hear-
Hold on. He says those assholes put us in the dorms. Shut the fuck up. You went to the dorms of Lexington. You're fucking hitting bongs and fucking chicks. That's all. That's what you wanted. All right, like shut the fuck. Like okay. That's you should be like, thank you, Kentucky.
Well,
we're coming in. There's new scattered ass here. We don't got to be sitting there at the Ramada Inn, right? Like, I mean, come on. What are we talking here?
The best part is where they stayed, Kentucky, was like right next to my complex. So I'm getting my workout in, and I'm just walking around the Hilton Garden Inn. I'm just like stalking the prey. I'm like, I dare one of you to come out here. I dare
We're
one of you.
tougher than you.
We're
Hey, dude, I'm just trying to get a fucking Diet Coke from the vending machine. We're tougher than you. We're
Yeah,
tougher
you
than
go
you.
to that little foo fucking Starbucks over there. You fucking little SEC fucking pussies. Let's fucking go.
Dude, Mac, a real talk for a second, because the place wasn't rowdy and roof not popped off on fire like the entire time. There was a real feeling here in Morgantown, 8th inning, 9th inning, game 6, where it's like West Virginia is up 9-6 now. And we're heading to the 9th inning. And then all of a sudden we string together a couple of hits, a couple of bombs, places going nuts. What was that feeling truly like, going from 0, where you're about to lose a home regional, to over the moon because you have all the momentum and you just forced a game 7 at home?
Well, so that was day 3. So, and I think the crowd got a little bit of fatigue because we had partied our ass off Friday night, Saturday night. Then you got to play, because we lost Saturday. We had to play the Wake game. So we drank all day already. And then you get to the point where it's a doubleheader Sunday night. And it's like, oh man, maybe it's finally going to come to an end, the dream season. But then as soon as, and Bieniek, you know this as much as anybody playing baseball, you too, JP, when an inning starts with an error or a weird thing, it was like, oh, okay, there's a little bit of a hope here. So then they walk somebody. Then we get bases loaded. The best hitter in college baseball comes up. Gavin Kelly gets a sac fly, and then the fucking guy balks. How fun is that shit? Then the next pitch, Paulie sends one to the moon.
The balk was so fucking huge, right? I mean, like,
Paulie sent one to the moon, and I'm like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. And then that's just when it turned into bedlam. It turned into just pure mayhem, mosh pit, and tougher. They're just tougher than that. Find a way. Just grit, grind, find a way.
Dude, and speaking of tough, Dawson Montesa threw 122 pitches on Wednesday and then comes back the very next day, gets the final 2 outs for you guys in the top of the 10th inning. You guys win it in the bottom of the 10th. That's tough.
Oh, dude, he was unbelievable. He when we needed him most, the Wake game, because we don't win the Wake game, there is no back-to-back Kentucky win. So, and then I to kind of put a bow on this region, I hope ESPN did I got to go back and look. I hope there's a ridge right on the right field side. I've never seen the hill that full. I went up there for the Binghamton game. You barely can even see the game. It's like being in an upper deck at an MLB park. They had back, and by the way, it's another hospital that were taken over because the hospital's on the top side, hospital in Walmart.
God forbid some poor bastard have a heart attack in fucking around
cancer.
like yeah,
Cancer
he's
can wait.
fucked. He's completely fucked.
Your cancer can wait. We need to pound beers here and make sure the Mountaineers win. Guys were backing their pickup trucks in, putting couches in the pickup truck so that they could watch the game. There were kegs out there on the hill. I mean, every time there's a foul ball, I looked. People were sprinting down the hill, just tumbling, rolling over. It was the best thing I've ever seen. And we're calling that Maisie's Ridge because there's a great photo of Randy Maisie. It was unbelievable, by the way. Him and his wife were.
Get a job.
He sits right behind the dugout, but there's a photo of him 12 years ago looking over, and this is where the ballpark should be built because West Virginia was the worst baseball program ever 12 years ago. If you had told me that we were going to be here, I'd be like, you're fucking high. But it's just unbelievable. And then for the brand at the end, like you said, the country roads, I think it had been like that with football and basketball in the early, mid 2000s, early 2010s. But I think people get reminded how loyal and great this fan base is. And it's going to be on another level this weekend.
It's cool. It's cool to see, like, obviously you see it with some of these really strong fan bases more than anything, but it's cool that people are finally getting to experience, and obviously it's growing, but like, obviously everyone, as far as like the party crowd, everyone loves to go to football and basketball games and they're rowdy, but it's like in big like that is possible at baseball games. And especially like a lot of them, the environment fits, like you can see the game from a distance and bring a keg and hang out. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I love it. I love that more people are doing it.
The couches in the pickup truck move is very Hale State, like circa mid 2000s, like the Redneck Lounge.
70s. I was seeing pictures from the 70s and 80s this past weekend.
But those couches don't get lit on fire afterwards. There's only one spot that lights them on fire that I know of.
Administration was nervous. They're like, man, I really hope that they don't
blow up their own fucking trucks.
they're like, man, I hope they don't light these couches on fire on top of the stadium. Then it's going to blow up the stadium, and there will be no Super Bowl.
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
How about this from Tailgate Report, who was in Morgantown with Mac this weekend? He says, Mac closed the deal with a Binghamton mom on Thursday night. Will he be able to do the unthinkable and close the deal with a Cal Poly mom this weekend?
Cal Poly moms aren't going. The dads are going. The fucking Morgantown, I never heard of this fucking place.
Oh, man, yeah. The Binghamton crowd, they got taken to the 19th hole. They played us on Friday, and they're like, holy fuck, where the hell are we? And this is what Cal Poly's walking into. And shout out to ESPN. Love that they made it a noon game. We'll see if those Cali boys play at 9 a.m.
It's a brutal 9 a.m. draw.
Hold on. Wait. We have one more. That I.
We're the toughest sons of bitches in America. West Virginia, let's fucking go! Whoa!
I mean, it's like we're like Ric Flair's young again. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's what the vibe I get.
Hey, yes. Mac, how thankful are you of St. Mary's knocking off UCLA twice?
So that was the other layer to this. So I have my phone on and I'm watching UCLA. I'm like, they're not actually going to lose. So on Saturday, it looked like we were going to beat Kentucky because we spotted them the 6 runs and came all the way back. And I thought we were going to win. And then UCLA was going to get eliminated by Virginia Tech. And I'm like, holy fuck.
They should have. Yeah.
And so then things get reversed. Virginia Tech beats them on the 2 home runs. And then we choke. And
no. They beat Virginia Tech on the 2 home runs.
Yeah. Correct. And then I'm just like, oh, fucking classic Virginia Tech chokies. Can't ever rely on them to do a damn job. I got to get my shots in at the Hokies. You know we hate the Hokies in Morgantown. But so then we choke against Kentucky, and it's like, oh God, here we go again. We were right there to host the regional, our super regional. Now we're not even going to get out of our own regional. Then UCLA loses, and we were losing to Kentucky the next day, and it's like, man, we're really going to blow an opportunity to host Cal Poly or St. Mary's because UCLA goes down. But that's crazy. And then score watching last night, Georgia Tech, Florida State, and Florida go down too. I mean, this is like 2007 college football right now.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, man. When you really think about it. I mean, sure, 2007 for all the masses out there, but I think all three of us did call for Cal Poly to come out of this region. Couple of sharps that we are. Bieniek, your thoughts on that John Madden blood money coming through for Cal Poly, these Mustangs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little bit smarter with my money, or I like to think so. So I didn't put a unit on every single play, and I didn't bet all the chalky one seeds that I did give out. But if anybody did put a unit on Cal Poly or like a unit on everything that we gave out best bets wise, if you just chose one from each regional, all three of us gave out Cal Poly. That was 15-1. That was 14 units right there if you had 16 bets. So all you had to do was just hit two others and you were pushing. But for the most part, how we did, you were coming out positive just because of this one pick this weekend. That was fantastic. And Cal Poly had the dream run of, hitting the nuts on the flop, and you didn't even have to face UCLA on the turn or the river. Like you got to play St. Mary's, the 4 seed, twice, and Virginia Tech, who you blew out in game 1. It was like 6-0 in the third inning. They cruised through this entire regional. Cal Poly looked very good. They outscored their opponents 25-5. The bullpen was phenomenal. Didn't give up a single run throughout the 3 games. But how much can you take away facing a team in St. Mary's that was the 5 seed overall in the West Coast Conference this year, and Virginia Tech was 500 in the ACC, who only got one team out in regional weekend. So it was a nice run of scheduled draw in the regional for Cal Poly. West Virginia is going to be, if it wasn't USC, West Virginia is going to be the toughest opponent that Cal Poly's faced all season long. They've got their hands full, and it's also going to be a little bit of a culture shock for the boys from San Luis Obispo heading to Morgantown and having to play at 9 a.m. local time. West
little
Coast.
bit, just a little
Just
bit.
A teeny bit.
Good luck finding your, your nice Merlot Cal Poly fans when you go into Billy Ray's Tacos. But shout out to Brett 1231 who had Cal Poly St. John's in West Virginia in a parlay. Good God, buddy.
That's nice.
I mean,
that paid like 300-1.
About to say, JP, I know you were shit faced in Stark Vegas, but thoughts on our Cal Poly play and why are we the greatest humans on planet Earth?
Yeah, I mean, we're just no ball at this point. Giving out right when UCLA's minus 900, no 1 seed, we got them. We got everybody with a banger in Cal Poly. But Bieniek kind of said it best. It's more impressive. They are a hot team. I know I talked about them winning that Big West tournament, and obviously that's always scarier in some of these bids, but didn't have to go through UCLA. Toughest team they've played all year is USC. And hey, I went out to Jackie Robinson Stadium this spring, and it ain't Morgantown. I'll tell you that.
No.
That place is going to be on 5 this weekend. Mac, I hope you're starting to. I shouldn't say this. I don't want to jinx it, but Mountaineers in Omaha, will they make a push out there or what?
Oh,
JP,
God.
Great point, by the way, too, because the fact that they didn't play the host and the fact that UCLA doesn't get a whole lot of fans to their building in general, 1,500, I believe, is the max capacity. They probably saw a max of like 400 fans for all 3 of their games, and now you're gonna get 10x that and more.
Hey, that's a great point, because like at most of these, the home fans will really just show up to their games, and for some of when you're playing 2 non-hosts, like it can tend to be dead, especially here.
Yeah,
Who
Mac,
had more-
even in Morgantown, that Binghamton Wake Forest game may have had like 300 people at it.
Who had more fans? Those UCLA fucking games of soft West Coasters or fucking our tailgate at the Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot? I think our Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot with the Mountaineer Party Bus had more fans than that fucking soft UCLA region.
That was a strong photo, by the way. That was a lot of people. That was
wait till you see
impressive.
it this weekend. We got 72 hours to promote that shit.
Yeah. Goodbye. You think your voice is good now. Yeah, Moneyline Mac, Moneyline _Mac on Twitter, dude. Hold on. Before you exit though, Mac, I know you're taking the Mountaineers here, but I mean the odds for the Morgantown Super Regional.
West Virginia's minus 475.
Yeah.
And Cal Poly's plus 310.
So you can't really do anything with that unless you're riding the
Throw it
John
in a
Madden
parlay.
blood money. What do you like? How are you going to plan to attack this game by game? I take it like, or in-game bet if Cal Poly scores 1 in the first. Do you live bet Dub V? I mean, or is this just like, hey, I've made my money sticking it to Kentucky. We'll wait for Omaha.
Yeah, I think if you want, you need to bet the Mountaineers. There's no other way to bet this series because there's only one team that's going to win the whole damn thing, and that's the West by God Virginia Mountaineers. I think you see if Cal Poly gets a fluke run or two early, and then you hop in on the comeback kids, the cardiac crowd. The alcohol starts hitting in, and we just will them to a victory. Just because, reminder, we're tougher than you, and you know it. You soft little Cali boys.
Now I will say, you guys did make me look like a genius. I think it was Saturday. I was doing a spot on VSiN, and like the games had just started. A couple innings in, West Virginia was down 6-0. I think, if memory serves me correct, to Kentucky.
Yeah.
And the first they asked me ECU, who was up 3-0 on North Carolina, and I knew we'd pitched about every pitcher that's ever played at East Carolina against Tennessee. So I was like, look, I love ECU, but if you're smart, you should bet the plus 220 on the heels to win on the money line. And they did. But I said I couldn't do it, and I didn't do it. But I did bet West Virginia plus 5.5 runs against Kentucky down 6-0. And that thing within like 5 minutes of me saying it had already covered. So that's probably the angle. If you're looking to bet Dub V, you hope that Cal Poly, cause let's be honest, it's Morgantown. Everyone's hungover. So maybe the first inning or two, these Mustangs can get a goal. I was watching hockey tonight, a point or two. And then, that's how you approach it. I mean, Bieniek, JP, is there any other way to approach this? Are you guys thinking about dabbling on Cal Poly? Cause you can't take Dub V with those odds, right?
Just Dub V minus 3.5.
Yeah, probably that's the play, right?
Here's the
Hit
thing.
the run line.
Like when you go to a Game 7 heavyweight slugfest, I typically like to take a team in Game 1, especially if they're a Friday like afternoon draw. The only issue is this is a Friday morning, like a 9 a.m. draw for Cal Poly. Because the reasoning behind that is like West Virginia tossed every starting pitcher they have in the late innings on Monday and leverage innings, and the biggest getting the biggest outs of their careers, their season in that specific game. No moment's going to match that until you get to Omaha, or you I don't see it happening, but it's another like Game 3 extra innings against Cal Poly. But like these starting pitchers are never going to be in that type of moment where their blood pressure is at 160, so like the adrenaline rush is not going to be able to match that. And I do think that you see some teams sleepwalk in that first game of supers, but I just don't think that Cal Poly is going to necessarily take advantage of that for a couple of different reasons. So I'm on the Mountaineers here. I do think Poly can be scrappy in this series, but I do think Dub V gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, JP. I mean, I you got to take Dub V. I think you in game bet this. I don't even like laying the 3.5.
Yeah, no, I think honestly, it would probably be around 2.5. I hate that. I usually don't go anything over -1.5, but yeah, I think it's in game. It's a tough one. I think you kind of, if you're moneyline Mac, you're hanging out into that national championship future, and then waiting to maybe get a couple bets in Omaha. But there's not a whole lot of price for the Mountaineers this weekend, and I love the Mountaineers to roll. So,
Mac, I know you got the Natty ticket. Do you have a ticket on them just to get to Omaha?
No, go big or go home.
Okay, so I'm mistaken. I thought you had a ticket for them to get to Omaha.
No, I want the whole thing.
The best part about your ticket, Bieniek's already done the homework on this. He's our private investigator for TCE. You bought this on Valentine's Day.
Yeah, who knows?
He is shit faced with the broad. She's in the bathroom. You say, you know what? She's tough to deal with tonight. You know, I'm just gonna take $100, put it on West Virginia to take it to Omaha, right?
Come look at this, honey. Come look at this, honey.
You probably tell, look, honey, this date hasn't worked out so great. You want to go to Omaha? You want to go to? What do you say we go to Omaha this summer? Right?
And I'm not lying to you. I had hundreds of people see that video, and I got people just yelling, "We're tougher than you. We're tougher than you, and you know it."
I saw Darius Nichols, the head coach of LaSalle. Yeah, so he said the same thing on your video. He said, "We're tougher than you." So shout out to that.
When you get sorority girls, we're tougher than you, and you know it, and shotgun and beers. I'm like, oh, we're doing something right here. We're doing something perfectly right here. This, God bless West Virginia, the greatest place ever. Morgantown, WB.
All right, that's Moneyline Mac. Give him a follow on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. You're gonna want to check it out. Actually, I think it's the most entertaining Twitter page. Actually, probably going around
I got
planet Earth right now. What's that?
I got one more plug. So I am at the beach. This is my family's beach week. They're kind of like, what the hell? This guy's only going to be here 72 hours when we've had the beach reserved. But the Mountaineers are going for a chance to punch it in Omaha. I will be pulling the all-nighter Thursday night, leaving the Outer Banks midnight.
The old Irish. Are you doing the Irish goodbye?
Yeah.
Are you doing the Irish goodbye, or you just say, "I'm calling it a night. Hey, Grandma, I'm calling it a night." Right, and then just boom, you're gone. Right,
7-hour drive right into the fucking Buffalo Wild Wings parking lot, and the party is going to begin right there. And you know why? They could have put that fucking game at 3 a.m. We're still going to pack that shit. I don't care if I got to pull an all-nighter. I'm going to be in that B-Dubs parking lot 8 a.m. Shout out to Vision Homes. Shout out to Big Daddy Catering. Come join the party all weekend long. Buffalo Wild Wings on the hill. Cheers, beers. Go Ears. We're tougher than you, and you already fucking know it.
Shout out to fentanyl-free cocaine as well. Look, all right, Mac. I wish you the best, and check out the college football experience. We got episodes coming tomorrow.
Oh, look at it's Eric, the Kentucky fan, coming in here. Congrats, Mac.
Cheers, brother. Thanks, Eric.
Oh, well, he's nice to him. He just said, "Hey, you fucking pussy, backdoor, fucking, whatever the fuck you call it, backwoods piles, SEC piles of shit."
Yeah. I'll fucking crash your dorms next time I'm in Lexington. Fuck you.
Like I said, that's a compliment, Eric. From Eric and Company. Shout out to Eric giving us $10. Make sure you follow Moneyline Mac on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. All right, other regions. We had this one that myself, GBO Farms, NC Nick were all at. Carolina, in hindsight, I was thinking about this. But the problem is, of course, ECU sticks it to Tennessee because we're better. But put us on your football schedule, GBO. But we went 14 innings.
Dude, Cliff Godwin. I texted the group chat this. Cliff Godwin kamikazed this regional. He threw his best 2 starting pitchers in the 14-inning game against Tennessee just to get the one game. He's saying, we're moving on. You guys, if we have to see you again, you'll be coming through the losers bracket, but just know we're getting this one W, and then we're playing with house money afterwards. We're having fun.
It's one of the best baseball games I've seen. I mean, if you didn't catch this game, Tennessee hit a game-tying home run on the final out. So like unbelievable drama. And then ECU has it won, I think, if memory serves me correct, in the 11th. Tennessee does a similar thing. And at that point, I mean, really both points, I felt like Tennessee had all the momentum, but then ECU in the 14th cracks it open, has like 4 runs. Unbelievable fucking game there. But yeah, it burned everything. And in hindsight, this is why I'm disappointed in myself, because I knew to fade, but I couldn't fade my Pirates. But I should have went all in on VCU the next day. I should have, because I had even told, I think I had even given that out to NC Nick. I said, dude, you got to take VCU. Because Tennessee threw a bunch. Like, I mean, just the fact they were in that game, that game was like, we went to that game at like noon, right? Like we were like, so the players got there at like, 11 PM, maybe 10:30. That shit didn't end till like 7 o'clock. My wife almost divorced me because of that time. Like I honestly, she thought like, hey, what the hell? Are you still at the game? I was, honey, it's still going on. It's still going on. So in hindsight, I really think that fucked over Tennessee and ECU for the rest of the whole field. But shout out to Carolina. They held their own, and shout out to VCU for sticking it to the Vols. Yeah, you don't get that chance every day. And of course, we had to stick it to you bums. But anyway, Bieniek, your thoughts on the Chapel Hill Regional?
Yeah, this was kind of a cakewalk after Ryan Towers started the game, threw about 70 pitches, and Ethan Norby came in the same game on Friday and threw about 60 pitches in relief. And
why did he do that? Why did he have to do that?
It was literally just a big old middle finger to Tennessee. I don't know what, but you guys got the win over the Vols. You made it to a regional final. But yeah, North Carolina kind of just cruised. I would say they didn't even play their best ball this weekend. Starting pitching kind of wavered a little bit. The bullpen was great. And the offense showed up when they needed it. So that's as simple as it can be on North Carolina, because really they didn't face a whole lot of game pressure. They were down 3-0 early to ECU, and they were able to come back. And like I said, that bullpen held the Pirates in that second game.
We had a chance in the 9th with, I think we had 2 on with 1 out, but we had a double play. If memory, something's, maybe it was no outs, and then we had a double play, and then we still had 1 on. So there was theoretically hope, if but you're right.
Yeah. JP.
Yeah. I mean, definitely, like when you use all of your pitching, truthfully, all of your pitching in game 1, that always sucks. We talked about it pre-show, or maybe it was on the show. I mean, ECU battled, they competed, they took down a hot Tennessee team that we talked about that was kind of a scary 2 seed for anybody. And yeah, the Tar Heels are a good team. I think they could sneak up on some people. I know everyone looking at the bracket right now is kind of saying that the champions got to come out of that right side, whether it's Georgia, Mississippi State, Texas. Who else is over there? But
Alabama.
Yeah, Alabama.
Don't
anyway,
sleep on those Johnnies.
Yeah, the Johnnies, the Johnnies. But yeah, Tar Heels kind of set up. Obviously, the pitching screwed those teams in game 1. But I respect Cliff Godwin. He plays to win every single game, and it's so hard. You can't lose game 1 and expect to win, no matter if you save pitching or not.
Yeah.
So
of the 16 regional winners, only 3 lost game 1 and came out.
Yeah. I was saying, and honestly, it's like Auburn, right? Like if anybody has the pitching to do it, it's them. So
yeah. And they also had a 4 seed in the regional final.
Yeah.
USC was another who has like just plethora of pitching. Troy was the one that didn't make a whole lot of sense, but they just slugged their way through.
Slugged it, man. Yeah.
Let's jump over. Let's talk a little Trojan ball because the Trojan men, not Troy, but the other Trojan men of Troy, USC.
All three D1
I was-
Trojans are still alive.
You're forgetting about the Little Rock Trojans.
That's right. That's right.
All
lot of
three D1 Trojans are alive.
Wear
and then you got
wear
two
a condom.
Bulldogs.
That's what they're telling you.
Wear a condom.
I was saying
Matt
Trojans.
Schick tweeted out,
should
like-
they should do some marketing for.
Yeah. NIL. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? Okay, right away.
NIL.
Matt Schick tweeted out, it's going to be 7 SEC teams and a pack of Trojans. And it was so funny. And then 2 of the SEC teams fell, which I celebrated. But yeah, we got Trojan on Trojan war. But this is another big matchup here, UNC and USC. But
Yeah. How about that USC A&M game? What was that, Monday, I believe, right?
I mean,
That was Monday.
they played Sunday night and Monday, and USC, the bats really got rolling for the Trojans.
Late, right? Wasn't that late? Wasn't A&M up early?
Yeah,
I've watched so much baseball. I'm like, that was the game, right? Where A&M was up like something like maybe 3-0 or 2-0, and then USC came rolling back, right?
The top. I think the top 5 hitters in the lineup on the weekend in the 5 games that USC played batted .373. They've got 4 guys that have hit double-digit home runs on the year. Like it's an offense that is for real in a smaller environment. You know, all year they've played on the West Coast against elite pitching in big parks. You throw them in an SEC park and they can hit the ball out of there. That was the takeaway here for me. And the worst starting outing that they got was actually from their ace, from the most likely national pitcher of the year in Mason Edwards. Other than that, like Grant Gavell went great against Texas State. Andrew Johnson looked fantastic against Texas A&M. And yeah, they looked great all weekend long in the losers bracket. They hit probably the best they have all year. JP.
Any value on the plus 210 as they head to Chapel Hill, JP?
I mean, I think there definitely could be. I've never I haven't been in on this Trojan team all year. But this is a perfect example, Noah, of especially come postseason time, the pitching is going to trump the offense 9 times out of 10. And this was one where it's like A&M had been one of the scarier lineups in the country all year. The bullpen and the pitching depth was always kind of a question mark. And USC, it was the bats that were the question mark, and the arms that everyone trusted. And like you guys kind of mentioned, you see that just late in games, that comes back to bite you. And yeah, this was a huge weekend for them. We have a blue blood that is potentially getting back to Omaha. I'll put it
For the
this
first
way.
time in a long time.
A long time. With the way they played this weekend, I definitely expect them to compete. I mean, I feel like even these past couple of years when North Carolina has gone to Omaha, it's always been walk-off home runs to win the Super, and they're always close. So I think it's going to be super competitive. I think both teams have a lot of arms. I think North Carolina might have the slightly better lineup, but yeah, we'll see. I think this is actually going to be one of the better matchups for sure this weekend. All of these are going to be awesome. Who am I kidding?
Colby, I'm feeling. We've seen this song and dance. I'm feeling a little deja vu. I don't know about you. Last year, I picked North Carolina to win the national championship in our regional picks episode. They host a West Coast power pitching program that's getting hot at the right time offensively. Arizona in the Super Regional. Arizona actually got smacked around in game 1 by North Carolina.
I remember that.
And they pulled off that reverse sweep in the Super to go to Omaha. Like, I'm getting those USC vibes, man. Like, I don't know who's starting game 1. It's probably Mason Edwards. He threw Saturday. Grant Gavell threw Friday, and then came back and threw on Monday. So I'm crossing him off for the game 1 start. But I think it's probably like a Mason Edwards versus Ryan Lynch or DeCaro thing. And then we're looking at like an Andrew Johnson up against the other one of the UNC guys. And if this thing gets to game 3, Folger Boaz against Grant Gavell, I like USC. I think the longer this series goes, the better it suits the Trojans. I do think there's a little bit of value there on USC. And if you did grab that North Carolina, piece, that future on them to get to Omaha or win the national championship when they drew on paper one of the toughest regionals, and then they kind of had the cakewalk draw, and you're like, we're sitting pretty. If you do want to get a little bit of a profit piece out of it, USC is a great look here at plus 210.
I also think we talked about like comparatively to Cal Poly, right? Like they played A&M twice in College Station, which is one of the toughest atmosphere. Like they're feeling good. They're going to be ready to go this weekend. I just see it differently than Cal Poly. Not to mention, I do think USC is a better team than Cal Poly, talent wise and arm wise and all the above.
Yeah, you're kind of selling me on this too, because like USC battle tested, but also UNC kind of got a benefit of the doubt because of that Tennessee ECU game, and then they did stick it to their rival. I mean, they are little brother or little brother in my opinion, North Carolina. So they got like a rivalry win there. Now they have to take on an SC team that has actually been tested, whereas Carolina kind of was on easy street there with the way those games played out.
They're playing the ACC. 9 bids, 1 team got out of the regionals. 2 of them went 2-in barbecue. Many landed in the losers bracket throughout and didn't even get to a regional final. Like,
love Carolina
how legit was the ACC this year? As we saw Georgia Tech fall already. Like, there is some value here with SC.
Yeah, I will say, Bieniek, I know you. I mean, I don't even know if SC has been back to Omaha since we've been alive, but I know you kind of like to look through the history and Rosenblatt and all of that. How refreshing is it to see that SC logo like back in a super regional graphic? I mean, just a classic logo. I love it.
Yeah, I mean,
the last time they were there was the year I was born, JP.
Wow.
Which is?
So you were probably 1 or 2. It was 2001, their last trip.
That was the year I was born. So yeah.
Good God. You mean to tell me I was already drunk before you fucks were breathing? Anyway, get drunk if you and go to Boschhammer. All right, it'll be a fun fucking time. This upcoming. How many Trojan fans will be out there though? Probably not much, right?
50.
Yeah, although I will say when I went to the DMV here to switch over my license for moving from Los Angeles, they did tell me I was the 9th person that day from California. So there is that. Yeah,
there was a good contingent of just family and friends from USC at College Station. I don't know if they'll be able to make the second big road trip in a row. Like we're talking from LA to College Station, now to LA to Chapel Hill.
Chapel Hill's a lot easier to get to than College Station as someone that's been to College Station. But yeah, I get your point.
Sure, but like you also have the cloud of Omaha hanging over their heads. Is like, do we save up for Omaha? And especially if we're there for 10, 13 days, like that's a lot of money.
That's
Should we go to the super regional? So yeah, it's mostly going to be family and friends, but a lot of them are just crossing their fingers. They get the job done on the road and they'll go to Omaha.
Yeah, let's switch gears to talk about let's talk about a little Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I do believe we had a hater in here last week.
I put the wrong.
I noticed that. I noticed that.
I fucked that up. Oops.
Bieniek, Noah Batiti showing his disrespect to the Sun Belt. No, but just you play it. You just get done with boasting USC, and then you go into Troy, Little Rock. What's the difference? But anyway, Pete Taylor Park, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. I saw so many angry Southern Miss fans online, but also one in our chat that said we were fools and he would return. After, and we were just saying game one, I think, Bieniek, right? Thursday night, weren't we just talking game one? Then we had the Little Rock future. I know we did because we picked Little Rock, but I'm saying, I want to say the hater came in on the SGP show. We did so many shows last week. I can't fucking remember which one it was, but we definitely, I would say, I'll be back if we lose, and I'll be ready to take my my losses, but that's just not going to happen. Well, that was just for one game, even though we called the series. As Little Cock comes into Hattiesburg and just
Drops it on the table.
I mean, how about the BDE that Little Rock's put out in college baseball the past 2 years? JP, I followed you into the firefight here. Like you started this, in my opinion. Like, you reminded me of the LSU series last year. And then I said, you know what? You're fucking onto something. I'm betting this, so I definitely owe you several beverages, a few chicken cutlets, whenever we hang out. But I mean, dude, spot on play by you. As much as I want to say I deserve the credit, you reminded me. Yes, I did that. Did I place the bet? Of course, but you blazed the path for us here. Tell me what you thought here and how it played out and how, what you made of the whole series. Real. I mean, the Virginia Southern Miss game was awesome, by the way. But anyway, go on.
Yeah, I mean, it was never a doubt. We've been on the Little Rock Trojans since January. But on a serious note, Chris Curry, that coach is awesome, and this is a couple years in a row now. He's really starting to kind of build something out of that program, and it's cool to see. So you just knew they were going to be ready to go. Southern Miss, it was funny. Obviously, some of the Mississippi State fans were hate watching out there a little bit. And this one lounge dog, he said it all started when there was this clip on Twitter that went viral a little bit. A dude did a highlight reel of all of Southern Miss's like letdowns and blowups and regionals and super regionals to The Climb by Miley Cyrus. And Lounge Dog said, like, that's when it all went wrong. When they all started watching that and going through that before they even started the regional, they just jinxed it. And yeah, going back to Coach Curry and last year with LSU, like, I think this team was ready for the moment, and they'd been there before. And yeah, I wish I actually got to watch it live and watch all of it, but yeah, Little Rock since day one, never a doubt.
Never a doubt. And I will say, I follow more pages than I like on my own Facebook, which I never even use really Facebook, but I loaded up Facebook the other day, and I follow a lot of these pages because back in the early days of TCE, I would put my episodes in all these fan pages, right? So I follow like every fan page pretty much, and for whatever reason, Southern Miss jumped in my algorithm. And the first thing I see is like a Southern Miss fan just saying like, I'm so sick and tired of seeing everybody celebrate on our own fucking pitcher's mound. Right. And then there's like a trillion comments underneath it, just being like, fuck this, this team, it was, me, I love sports misery, even though I kind of dig Southern Miss's history. But Bieniek, your thoughts on the misery that happened in Hattiesburg?
I mean, at this point, it's they have to be somewhat used to it. Like, Southern Miss has hosted 3 times in the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, and they've landed in the losers bracket in all of them really early. And they once again do it here, and they go 2 in barbecue. They have a lead slightly or a slight lead over Little Rock, and the Trojans outlast them in the end of that game. That was an absolute war, but it's all, because Southern Miss threw off and Little Rock jumped on them early on Camden Clark. And then, Southern Miss in the loser bracket against Virginia pounced all over them early, let up a little bit. The Cavs came storming all the way back. Then Southern Miss gets some heroism out of their lineup. They rally and they get the tie game, and then they go to extra innings, and then Virginia just puts a death blow to it with I think it was a 3 or 4 run 10th inning that ended that.
That game was awesome. That game was a wild game.
There you get 2 or 3 sucker punches every year, and that was definitely one. Like where the momentum slams all the way one way, where Southern Miss looks like they've got a chance to win it, and then somehow UVA gets out of the inning, and then the sports misery, as you put it, it slams all the way the other way. It's a sucker punch. It's a kick to the balls. That's what happened in Hattiesburg, but it really cleared the path for Jack State and Little Rock to do battle in a regional final. You know, they play each other twice in the 3 games, and Jack State wasn't ever out of it, but Little Rock controlled, both games that they played, led for the majority of the 18 innings there. And a huge hat tip to Coach Curry, because, he learned from their, first regional run through the losers bracket, went out and kind of grabbed some pieces to be able to handle a regional. And, this time around, they do it through the winners bracket in a clean sweep.
Yeah, took it by the balls. I'm still a little pissed that obviously I've mentioned it, pumping my own tires quite a few times, that I picked this Little Rock team in my Omaha 8 in January, but I'm still pissed on the to make Omaha prices in preseason. Little Rock wasn't listed anywhere. They didn't even have a price on it.
Brutal,
and
man.
Damn well,
That's fucking brutal.
Not that I would have thrown $20 on it or something, but it's like that payout would have been unbelievable. And they're 2 games away against, obviously, not that Troy's a good team, but it's like, to think that if they win and it was the Gators, it was like, okay, this could be where the Cinderella story runs out. If I still had that future, I would be, oh my gosh, I'd be feeling good right now.
Yeah, 100%, man. And God, I mean, and I know the photos are backwards here, but Troy, how about that fucking dude, Troy? First off, how about the Gators scoring like 1,000 on Miami? That was a foolish pick by me,
dude. The Gators dumped the Gatorade Saturday night.
Good God, that was a bloodbath. I was just like, oh my! I did bet that game. I took the Canes, and that was insulting. You didn't need to do that. You didn't need to do that to them, Florida. But yes. But I actually, and was it Ryder the first game that actually gave them a game? Was that
Ryder had a Florida on the ropes.
That's what I'm saying. Like Ryder had that
thing. They blasted a grand slam to take the lead in the top of the 9th, and then Florida walked it off in the bottom.
Yeah, but watching the game Monday, good Lord, Troy was ready for that. What was that final? I stopped. I think I dozed off at them up like 10-1 maybe, or 10-2.
It was 10-2 in game 7, and game 6 was like 16-10.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm thinking of, the 16-10. I'm not sure, but Troy looked phenomenal. I did not play that future, but I love seeing the Fun Belt, Sun Belt represent. Bieniek, your thoughts?
Yeah, just really cool to see Troy. You don't see it out of mid-majors much. But they fall to the losers bracket in game 1. They face Rob Evans, who I was talking about on Thursday night, was an absolute nightmare matchup for a lineup that features a lot of lefties. And they make a run all the way through the losers bracket. You just don't see that out of mid-majors. A lot of those programs do not have the arms to typically get it done. And I didn't believe that Troy was cut from that cloth. But they got some big-time pitching performances. One out of Cooper Ellingworth, who had 1 start on the year going into the game 6 against Florida, and he gave him 6 innings of 1-run ball. That was huge for Troy. And then in this regional, they averaged 11 runs per game compared to on the season just 7 runs per game. This offense is swinging some hot sticks right now, JP.
Yeah, I mean, what they did was very impressive. Obviously, the most I watched them was yesterday. But Florida, right? We talked about the 1-2 punch, arguably the best in the country. The bullpen at times was very, very bad this year. And also, it's like when it's bad for the Gators, it's bad. And they kick the ball around a little bit, and it got bad yesterday. It was,
And from the
you saw
1-2
that,
punch, like Peterson got rocked on Sunday.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, which if out of the two of them had shown tendencies where he's had those I mean, it reminds me of even like UAB jumped on him a little bit on opening day. I know that was a while ago, but the Troy offense was really, really impressive. Correct me if I'm wrong. Were they a last four team in?
Yeah.
Which is always cool. Like, cool story, right? Like, just give us that chance. And to go through the losers bracket, that was awesome to see. Obviously, I had a couple futures on the Gators, so it did hurt a little bit. But, I mean, this is going to be an awesome super regional. We got a last four team against a 4 seed underdog in the Trojans, or they're both the Trojans. But, Bieniek talked about it earlier. This place, Alabama in general, obviously loves their baseball, but this place has had history of showing up when they do well. And I think they're really behind Coach Meade and what he's doing down there right now. It's going to be electric. Same deal goes for Arkansas fans too. Like, they love their baseball down there, and I wouldn't be surprised if Little Rock and maybe some of the sad Hog fans that are right, Arkansas. I feel like it could be one of those things where, like, you're a Little Rock fan or alum, but you're an Arkansas fan.
Dude, no, that happens. Dude, in the state of Arkansas,
Jake McKeever was mentioning it, and like you saw it with South Carolina fans in 2016 with Coastal Carolina. They're like, fuck it, let's go root on the Chanticleers, little school from the Big South, you know?
Yeah, I met a dude in Omaha actually last year who was there for Arkansas, him and his son, and he was a Little Rock baseball alum. So it's just like, even as an alum, he was still an Arkansas fan. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a fun regional. I mean, you guys know where I'm going, though. I can't get off the train.
If you come, what do they say in Shawshank? If you've come this far, why don't you come a little further? You remember the name of the school, don't you? It's Little Rock, the Trojans. Plus 270. Shop around. Like, I mean, I know it's Trojan on Trojan, which is fucking hilarious, but I'm not fading my boys after what they just put in my bank account. You kidding me? I mean, this is like must watch to me though. I'm fucking awesome. Like, in a way, I know Morgantown's rocking. I know you get some big time matchups elsewhere, but in a way, part of me, like my heart is kind of like, I want to watch this the most in a way.
When I was talking about like the rarity of how many times are they going to host a super regional, that's what makes like these, what's the watchability rating, or if you were to go to a game in person, what is the decision? It's this one. When's Troy hosting another super regional?
Strong chance 100 years from now, they'll be like, they went, someone else, some bozo will be doing this show and say, they hosted in 26. Isn't that wild? 2000, it's been 100. You know, like, wonder what that was like.
And too, it's like at an atmosphere like this, it's like they're going to open the floodgates because we just talked about. And it's like, are they really prepared to host a super regional? Probably not. So it's like, those are
they're calling in right now. They got extra security, right?
Yes.
They got
in 2066, White Tigers hosting the college baseball experience. They hosted a super regional in 2026.
They called it extra security. They didn't have extra security, so they just the guys were unemployed 3 years. Hey, we fired you unjustly. If you would you want to come back and work security for Little Rock? For Troy. This should be just phenomenal. I can't wait to watch this.
It's a nice small mid-major facility. Like the grandstand, probably I think eyeballing it probably fits like 2,000, 2,500, and then left field they get like the stray fans that can pull up, their lawn chairs and whatever. So it'll be a nice little atmosphere in Troy. This will be a lot of fun to watch. The 2, maybe 3 games here.
Let's go. Next up, we have Lincoln Nebraska here, where wow, you bastards! I'm blaming you guys for selling me this Nebraska nonsense. Now, if you didn't watch the Ole Miss Arizona State first matchup, right? They only played once.
Yeah,
right?
Arizona State and
Yeah.
Ole Miss. They
Oh
played
my
twice.
god!
The first one went 14 innings as well.
The first one, I can't believe they lost. So I dozed off on the couch with them with a 1-run lead. This is like East Coast time. This was like 2 a.m. Right? 1-run lead, 14th inning. I'm like, once we got that 1-run lead, I'm like, we got it. But I doze off, and I wake up in the morning. I'm like, because I took the future on Arizona State to win the regional, and I'm like, we lost that game. How the fuck? No one had scored in like 6 innings. And Arizona State scores. And I'm like, we got it. But Ole Miss, man, going up there and proving a fucking point in my opinion. Your thoughts on this one, JP? As I know you were representing Hail State, but Ole Miss, man, fuck, they look good.
Yeah, statement weekend out of them, especially to go 14 innings in game one. We just talked about how that kind of screwed over Tennessee and ECU. If there's any strength, I know the bats in this line. We talked about them, Bieniek. Like the bats are good. There's a little bit of swing and miss at times. What carries this team, I think, is the pitching and the rotation. And they proved it this weekend. I actually think, looking at the bracket here, if they can, I think it's worth a little sprinkle at them to win it all at plus 2,000. Just because looking at the left side of the bracket, if they can get through this weekend, anyone they get matched up with, like I love the Mountaineers, but say it's West Virginia, either Little Rock or Troy. I like them getting to the national championship if they make it through this weekend. So not a bad sprinkle look there. Very impressive weekend from them.
Yeah, Bieniek. I mean, what was it? Wasn't that long ago. What were they? The last team in the field?
Right? 2022. Yeah, one of the last teams, if not the last team in the field, and then they won it all. Made a run. They had Hunter Elliott, who's the current ace. He was a freshman who put the team on his shoulders that year. But the starting trio is really good. It's them, North Carolina, Mississippi State, Oregon. Those are probably your top 4 there for best remaining starting pitching in the NCAA tournament. So I do like where JP's pointing everybody there. And yeah, Ole Miss just 3 games, 3 and out in Lincoln with a regional dub. They played 6 scoreless extra innings. So they went 14 innings, so 5 extras on Friday. And then Arizona State in the regional final took them to extras again. And Ole Miss held the Sun Devils scoreless, and that's like one of the best offenses in the country. Held them scoreless for 6 extra innings. We're talking about Walker Hooks, Hudson Calhoun, J.P. Robertson, those 3 throwing some of the biggest innings of the season. All 3 of those arms in the bullpen have a 4.15 ERA or shorter, and that's a legit top 6 arms for Ole Miss. And when you get to Omaha, you can really shorten your bullpen if you stay in the winner's bracket, and at maximum you need 5, maybe 6 arms to get to the finals. So I do like that shout from Ole Miss. From JP on Ole Miss. That makes a lot of sense here, and they look good. They're a true 3 outcome offense: home run, walker, strikeout, and there's a lot of strikeouts. But some of the home runs are really majestic, and we'll talk about it. The Auburn Regional featured some of the most home runs in all of the country this weekend. Colby.
Well, I mean, first off, Milwaukee, kudos, man. I did not think you had. I know, I just thought they were going to get destroyed, and
we actually. So on our ride down, someone we put out a Q&A, and someone was like, "Give me your sleeper picks for Omaha besides Cincinnati," and I stuck with my Little Rock pick. But my buddy, we were like, "Hey, as a joke, like, Let's pick the worst team in the tournament. Like, let's go between Alabama State or Milwaukee. And he picked Milwaukee because on our show, like, obviously we'll play Wright State. So we just shit on the Horizon League all the time. So he picked Milwaukee, and sure as shit, they're in the regional final. I posted that picture. I'm like, we are geniuses right now.
You did post that online. I was like, was that serious? But I love the full context of the story, and it makes it great.
Yeah, it was definitely not supposed to be serious, but it almost happened.
Between that, South Carolina Upstate and Alabama State gave someone who did they give fits to?
Oklahoma State should have lost to Alabama State.
I was watching that. I was like, get the fuck. I lost a good chunk of money on that game. So Milwaukee, you have my respect. Now Pussy Pack. Hilarious.
Did you see the final out?
I did. Hilarious to see Avent go out. Oh, what was it? The timing rule, right?
Yeah, the pitch clock violation.
Brutal. I tip my cap to him though. He got his money's worth. He went out the way he wanted to.
He got his money's worth. He was arguing with the umpire. Then when he turned and walked back to the dugout, the Auburn fans were actually tremendous and gave him like a huge round of applause for the show that he put on, and also the fact that it was his last game. Our Auburn fans know ball. They're really good baseball fans. That proved it to me. That was a great showing by them all weekend, all 5 games, because there was a lot of rain and a lot of delays in this regional. It's not easy to wait out those long days to watch a baseball game, but Auburn was there till the end. Those fans were great.
I mean, 30 years, and that's the way you go out. Dude, I feel like I barely watched UCF. They got the brunt of the rain delays to me. I felt like every time I went to tune in, click on the game, ESPN Plus, rain delay, weather delay.
Yeah, they're just showing the tarp.
Yeah,
the field with the tarp on it. That was the entire view of the game.
So Auburn, who I have in the Natty, thank you for not being Georgia Tech. They take on Ole Miss,
Georgia Tech.
And I'll say this: Ole Miss plus 155, 160. Shop around. I mean, if you're obviously Auburn's home crowd's fantastic. They do college sports right. It could be fucking gymnastics, and they pack that fucking place. I'm fascinated by this matchup. I actually think this is the one I like. I like this matchup. Am I crazy to say I like this better than the Georgia Hail State SEC matchup we got?
I mean, I'd say, yeah, flip a coin. I think they're both going to be awesome, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd say they're both pretty even, in my opinion.
I think, yeah. I mean, I guess it's pretty.
Going to Omaha, I grew up an Auburn fan, so for a few years, so it's tough, but I would love to see the hostility of Mississippi State and Ole Miss and Omaha. And people were already saying, like, there's actually a chance they could play each other in the national championship. Could you imagine that?
Oh, please give me that. Please give us, because then we got like two rounds of Morgantown. Then you give us an Egg Bowl Natty. Are you kidding me?
Jeez.
This is like the perfect year.
Betting wise, I think like one of the smarter plays here is to sprinkle. Obviously, I know the price on Auburn isn't really there anymore for the Natty, but for Ole Miss, if they can get through this weekend, I think they have a good chance to play for the national championship. So I think that's kind of the play, at least. I think, I mean, plus 150, plus 160. Yeah, sure. Auburn minus 180. I think that's a little steep. I think this one honestly could have been more priced like Mississippi State and Georgia around that minus 145, plus 110 range. I think this is a fairly even matchup.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty fire. Bieniek, what do you have are you teetering towards another team or one side of this matchup, or what do you think?
I think the best way to play this series is JP's national championship future look. Because I do think this is a game-to-game type of feel. You saw Auburn go 5 games. They used some of their best bullpen arms on Monday, and Jackson Sanders, who went deep into that game out of the bullpen. Jake Marciano started that game. He started the 2 games against Milwaukee this weekend. I don't know how Auburn's pitching is going to shake out. The price there on Ole Miss is definitely intriguing. And the way that Auburn's park played this past weekend with a lot of weather, which really shouldn't aid to extreme offense, but it did. And I do think that should favor Ole Miss if it plays very similar. The Rebels with their power and also solid pitching staff. I think they've got a real chance, a real shot to win this regional. The plus 155 though is not like one of my favorite prices here. I have some other options that I love this weekend, but I think Ole Miss plus 155. I wouldn't go against anybody that wanted to get down on that because minus 195 on Auburn is not the way to go here.
Yeah, I think honestly, like what the price could be is Auburn definitely does have more of a total offense than Ole Miss, as far as kind of what I talked about when comparing Mississippi State to Georgia at times, like living and dying by the long ball. It's great, but I do think Auburn has slightly a more complete lineup.
Yeah, I mean, I got them to make the Natty. Thank you, Milwaukee, for losing. Next up, we have Atlanta. These games were fucking insane. First off, shout out to the Citadel UIC for one of the best games. That game was fire as Citadel won in extra innings. And then shout out to Georgia Tech for blowing like a 6-run lead in every one of their games against Oklahoma. Sooners. We did not give this out on the show.
No, we ate our words on this one.
Yeah, Bieniek, your thoughts on the Sooners going down to Russ Chandler and saying, "Yeah, boomer." All right.
Yeah. Oklahoma's been a real roller coaster group this year, and that's a kind way of putting it. Because in the press conference after they had won the regional final, Skip Johnson had mentioned, some weeks we pitch well and we can't hit well. Some weeks we hit well and our pitching goes to, I forget the word that he used, but let's just say shit. They in their first 3 games of this regional, they started 3 freshmen, and all 3 of them looked really good for Oklahoma. So they shifted up, they switched up their pitching rotation and kind of what roles they're using some of their guys. And Cam Johnson threw that 4th game in the Georgia Tech first game that they played. And after 12 pitches, Skip Johnson knew to pull the plug. Cam Johnson didn't necessarily have his best stuff that day. It's just really good coaching to know your players like that, because Cam Johnson's a real volatile arm. And that could have gotten, haywire quickly, and it did. They were down 8-2 in the first game. They came all the way back. They were down 7-3 in the second game. They came all the way back. Dayton Taki in the post-game presser said, yeah, we just knew if we put a little game pressure on them, if we could come back and make it close, that Georgia Tech really had not, been in the deep water all year long. In the ACC that turned out it wasn't like super strong. And also just the fact that they wanted to apply a little bit of pressure and see how quality the pitching staff was and how well the defense could hang up. And we saw neither really, both of them kind of broke, JP.
Yeah, I mean, can't even say how impressed I was with Oklahoma winning this regional. We obviously were not speaking too highly of them a week ago, but it's like Bieniek, the first 2 weeks of the season, they looked like one of the best teams in the country, and they just hadn't, like Coach said, they hadn't put it back together. And even did they put it all together this weekend? Maybe not, but Georgia Tech's offense is really, really good. and we saw this Oklahoma slug with them. And yeah, I mean, that walk-off home run yesterday, I mean, talk about a nuke. I mean, that ball cleared the batter's eye by a long. That one might have landed at Magic City Wings in downtown Atlanta. I don't know where that thing landed, but
Great pull.
yeah, the Sooners, man, that's scary. This is going to be a dogfight of a super going down to Alabama. I think they're ready for it. So yeah, it's going to be a fun one.
I think Oklahoma still has some things that they could figure out on the mound. It's not squeaky clean whatsoever there, but the offense has kind of figured it out. The last 11 games, they've hit 28 home runs. That's 2.5 homers a game. That would be second in the country if it was season long. So they've really kind of, found their stroke again. So, it makes next weekend really interesting against Kansas, Colby.
Yeah. I mean, I was not the year after the year. I bet on Arkansas, and not only did I bet, like I kept in-game betting them as well. Whoops. Jayhawks, you guys were lit. You played great, and you're the best. I'm the worst. Bieniek, your thoughts on the Jayhawks under that lit environment? They had celebrities in town.
Yeah, Rob Riggle.
Yeah, they were going the distance there. Devin Neal, their star running back from a few years ago, he was back in town. I mean, specifically the first game against Arkansas was pretty fire. Fire. Thoughts on everything, Bieniek?
Yeah, they broke attendance records in that Saturday game all time, and then the Sunday game was the second most attended Kansas baseball game all time. And then, like I said earlier in the show, it's like $3,000 tickets to get into the door at Oklahoma for this Oklahoma Super. The hype is through the roof for Kansas. Very similar to the feel that's going on in Morgantown right now. And Kansas's offense has been unreal, top to bottom throughout that lineup. It's a new dude stepping up and being the star every single day. But the one guy that keeps showing up in some of the biggest moments is Tyson LeBlanc, their shortstop. And it's been a very fun team to follow all season long. Kansas is another team, though, on the mound where I still have some question marks. It's not a well-oiled machine by any means in the starting department. But Dom Vagley is the one consistency there. Through the last probably 6 or 7 starts, he's been elite. And I think that should help Kansas this weekend here, JP.
Yeah, we talked about it last week. This Kansas team, the Coastal of last year, taking over the SEC 2 seed that everyone predicted to win, and in a somewhat similar fashion, just sweeping it. And you said it, really, Dom Vagley, the only steady Eddie piece to this pitching staff. They have been having new dudes step up and figure it out since the beginning of April. And this team is absolutely rolling. They swept the Big 12 tournament. Yeah, the Jayhawks are hot. Crank the Hog. Hogland Ballpark will be electric once again. And yeah, they're looking to punch their ticket to Omaha. Super impressive weekend for Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas minus 160 here. They're 21-5 at home this season, Colby.
Yeah, this is one I'm not looking to play. Especially the way Oklahoma won those games. If I'm going to play in this, I'm playing Kansas. But I mean, old Big 8 rivalry too.
Bieniek, maybe some overs here.
Overs.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Fantastic though. Like to see that back on the schedule. We get to the Tuscaloosa one. This one, quite
I'm
hilarious.
picking Kansas for that series.
I'm sorry.
The record.
I'm sorry. I'm
JP.
sorry. Yeah.
How about you?
Kansas, Jayhawks.
All
Get them to Omaha.
Yeah, gun to my head, I'll take Kansas as well. Tuscaloosa. This region we thought was shitty from the start, but
we didn't pick the right team.
It started off with a bang when Upstate stuck it to Oklahoma State.
Yeah. That's what killed it. I do believe that, I mean, Oklahoma State was the right play from betting terms here. No doubt. But yeah, when that happens, I mean, and Alabama ended up sweeping this 3-0, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which it's like if they had to go through Oklahoma State on that 2-0 or the 1-0 game, I would have had a little bit more respect for it. But yeah, the right field Ragers were out. I didn't get to watch a ton of it. I know Bieniek probably watched more of this regional than I did, so I'll let him talk.
Yeah, it was kind of just a cruise though. They won a football game in game 1 against Alabama State. It was like 21-3. Shout out to the SWAC for putting up a field goal in the Cupcake Week. But yeah, Alabama in game 2 against Upstate. It was like a 7-3 ball game. Upstate dressed up the score with a couple of runs late. Had Alabama in a little bit of a fret. Heiberger, who closed out the game, he closed it with like 3.1 innings. But really, I was ever. Sorry, hopefully I'm back. Really, I don't know if Alabama was ever in doubt of losing that game. Game 3 was where it got real hairy against Oklahoma State. Alabama had a lead. Oklahoma State came back, hit back-to-back homers to, I believe it was tie it. They go to extra innings, and Alabama hits a 3-run bomb in the top of the 10th, and that was able to put away Oklahoma State. But I really, I'm in the same boat as JP. Is like Upstate and Alabama State weren't extremely strong 3 or 4 seeds. I wonder how much Alabama was tested here. Their pitching looked good, but it again, if they win this next series against the team that we'll talk about, Alabama again will get to Omaha, and it's like they've kind of had the softest path to the College World Series. What are you going to get? But the argument goes the same way as like they're probably going to be the most overlooked host that got to the College World Series, in part because of the path and the perceived strength of this team. So I do think they're one of the more polarizing teams we have left in this field.
Well, there's a storm brewing, and there was a storm brewing for one Noah Bieniek, who called this one the Johnnies. They knock off Saudi Arabia State, aka Florida State. They also knocked off. I mean, this was quite the fun series here. As the first game was fire, and then how about the Northern Illinois Coastal game? That was a blast. They're at Dick Hauser Stadium there. Who was housing that Dick at the end of the stretch? It was the Johnnies. Dude, they look fucking good. Maybe I am misvaluing Alabama because that just seemed like such a breeze. But the Johnnies team I watched, I was like, they could push this Crimson Tide team around. I could see them, giving them at least a hell of a matchup. Bieniek, the floor is yours on your great fucking value play of taking the Johnnies here.
Yeah, 3 and out. I will say they got some help from the weather, and they got some help from Florida State throwing off. If Florida State doesn't throw off, I don't know if this thing holds. Coastal Carolina also throws off against Northern Illinois, and the Huskies run it up in the 4th inning with an 8-run 4th to win that game over Coastal. The Chanticleers go 2 in barbecue, and Kevin Schnall, goes out in a whiny fashion, as many predicted, and the post game presser there. But Florida State battles all the way back. I will say that first game against St. John's, Florida State had 2 wild pitches that gave St. John's 2 runs, and St. John's won a 1-run ball game. And then the third game, Florida State, I would say, controlled a lot of the game script. It was 1 grand slam that was able to get it done from Agristo, who was the regional MVP. St. John's came into this regional with a huge question mark on that offense, and that offense put up 31 runs in 3 games, averaging 10.3 instead of their regular season long 6.3 runs per game. If they continue using the sticks in that way, they're live. I think they have a shot against Alabama. Alabama's pitching staff isn't a power pitching staff whatsoever. They're one of I would say Miles Upchurch is an explosive arm, but Tyler Fay or Zane Adams are not arms that St. John's hasn't seen before. And there's a lot of Stony Brook vibes here, as Dimitri's put it on the 11.7 platforms. A Northeast team with a Cape Cod League star and some really good arms. St. John's goes down to a Florida regional, wins it, and now they head south for an SEC Super. It's a Stony Brook feel for sure. 2012.
Yeah, disappointing weekend for Florida State. I feel like I liked this draw. I know Bieniek was high and hot on the Johnnies, but Coastal not playing their best baseball at all at the end of the year. And then obviously you get the MAC champion, who was not the expected MAC champion. So I really thought the Seminoles got a decent draw here. Very disappointing weekend for them. But yeah, I think like Bieniek said, and we talked about, Alabama is probably the most overlooked host, from last weekend, maybe probably the most overlooked host out of all of them. And I think the Johnnies could definitely make some noise this weekend. I think this one's going to be interesting. I think after Tyler Fay, the pitching could go downhill for the Crimson Tide. So it's going to be a fun weekend in Tuscaloosa, though. I know those fans are itching, obviously, not their favorite year in football or basketball after some big years, and they're itching to get this team back to Omaha. So should be electric in Tuscaloosa.
Johnnies are plus 400, might I add. Let's jump over to this one. Texas flexed. I'll put it like that. That's what I got from this region here.
Yeah.
Honestly, like if you're looking at who looks the best, I know that the odds say over at DK Carolina. I would say Texas was the one where it just looked like. And you know me, I'm horns down to the day I die, but fuck. That was very impressive, in my opinion. Noah, thoughts?
First game, 19 runs against Holy Cross. See you later. Second game, 16 runs against Tarleton. See you later. Third game, UC Santa Barbara gave them a push. And I'm actually proud of the Gauchos. You know, the offense showed up when they needed it, because this is a UCSB team that didn't show up with the sticks in game one with Calvin Prosky on the mound. And then they fell to the losers bracket and had to use Jackson Flora against Holy Cross. But after that, you know, the Gauchos started sticking it a little bit. Rowan Kelly was a dog, hit a couple of homers this weekend for the Gauchos. But in the end, Longhorns had a lot more firepower. It got hairy. They were using some of their better arms in the back end of that game in game 6. And Sam Cozart, their freshman closer, was really laboring, and they had to bring out Luke Harrison, who started the game on Friday, and they used him in relief to make sure they closed out UC Santa Barbara in the 9th inning and did not give them any life. So I would say I tip my cap to UCSB for the weekend they had, but Texas looked very, very impressive. I'm with you, Colby. One of the more impressive weekends given the competition. It's like I don't want to be too high on the horns here because Oregon, I think, can give them a real push next weekend. But yeah, JP, it was a loud weekend down there in Austin.
Yeah, and it's when there's been questions about the Longhorns, it's been with the offense that has gone quiet, and they showed up this weekend. So it's if the offense is going for them all postseason, this is the only team that I took to win it all preseason. And I think there's a very good chance if they can keep that offense hot that they're going to make a run at this thing.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they didn't play any Power Fives, but still they look great. Looking great is looking great. The Ducks stuck it to Yale out the gate, and then Wazoo knocked off Oregon State in an upset match. Although the Beavs got revenge, and the Ducks kind of didn't really have any big problems here. I mean, probably didn't watch this one as much as the other ones, but I felt I still got some eyes on it. Specifically the Wazoo Oregon State game. Bieniek, thoughts on what happened in Eugene there at PK Park?
Dominant pitching for Oregon, and that's been the story or the theme for the Ducks down the stretch of the season. This weekend in the 3 games they played, Cal Scolari, Will Sanford, Miles Castalla, their 3 starting pitchers, combined for a 0.56 ERA. Each of them gave 6+ innings. When you get that out of your starting trio, it's lights out for a lot of teams. I know these 3 teams were pretty anemic offenses as well. Texas is going to be a big step up, but if they perform like that on the mound against these Longhorns, they've got a real shot to win it. I do think there's plenty of value at the plus 240 price. It's honestly my favorite dog in the Super Regional round based on current form, the way they look, and pitching wise, they look scary for a team in Texas that looked, also scary offensively, but haven't necessarily been that the entire year. They kind of quieted some injury concerns, but for Oregon, I mean, this has been a hell of a coaching job for Mark Wasikowski. This group looks nothing like last year's host in regionals, and they avenged, the 2 in barbecue where they lost their home regional last year at PK Park, and now they're hosting a super, or they're heading on the road to Austin. Sorry, but I think they have a team that is one of the hottest in the country right now, playing some of their best baseball. JP.
Yeah, I will say, as far as an offensive regional outside of Oregon's offense at times, like not too many good lineups in this regional. So I respect the Ducks. This was a huge weekend for them, huge win. I can't say that I'll be riding their tails going into Austin facing that hot lineup that's rolling. I don't know if I have too much more to say. Obviously, impressive sweep. Whenever you sweep a regional, very impressive. They avenged that 2 in Q from last year. But, it'll be interesting. Both of these teams kind of cruise this weekend. So it's like, who's going to be ready to go when your back gets up against the wall a little bit?
Strictly on price, my favorite price in the Super Regionals.
Plus 240, plus 240 at DK right now. Intriguing there. I don't know that I'm rushing to the window for that, but I mean, I guess I get the value play from your side, Bieniek there. Yeah, should be a fun one there. Remember when Texas almost joined the Pac-12? That's what this is here. But anything else you guys want to say on this?
No, not necessarily on that super. I got nothing else on my plate here. Both of those regionals were cruises for those 2 respective teams. JP, do you have a favorite minus money play and a favorite dog in a super regional this series this weekend?
My favorite dog is definitely the Little Rock Trojans, no doubt. I mean, favorite, the only ones that are bettable prices is, I guess, at Auburn at minus 180 and then Georgia at minus 145. I kind of pointed people in the opposite direction for those. So no, I don't really have, and not to mention, I think I do have futures on Georgia and Auburn. So I would definitely.
Is there a parlay that jumps out to you?
I haven't gotten a price at putting them together, but if I take a peek here,
Oh, I mean, why not sprinkle the Johnnies plus 400 parlay with Little Rock? Put $50 on that, and you're cashing 900.
Yeah.
Right,
another
buddy.
17-1.
Yeah, I also think the Jayhawks minus 180 with any of the heavier favorites potentially could be a bettable price. So as far as those favorites with decent prices, the Jayhawks were the one I picked, so I'd probably point you in that direction.
Okay. Colby, my favorite dog to win a regional is it's a combination of the way the team's played and also the price. USC plus 210. To go through the losers bracket in College Station with the elite pitching they have and the offense that's really showed up lately and showed out. I think that Chapel Hill's got their hands full again, notoriously chokers in college baseball. The Trojans are one of my favorites. And I landed on either
so
Kansas
on Oregon
or
and USC. First off, he's on Oregon and USC. I'm sorry, continue beating.
And then I landed on Kansas or Georgia. So either one of those I think are sufficient to bet series long, or you can bet them game by game. Georgia's 4-0 this season against Mississippi State. I don't have a very creative brain. I struggle to see the Bulldogs go into Athens and dethrone them. And then the Bulldogs from Starkville, sorry. And then I like the Jayhawks at home. They've been unreal at Hoagland, and that place is going to be on fire against Oklahoma. So
there we go. Noah Petiti back in his Big Ten, boys.
You gave out your parlay of your two favorite dogs. Did you have another pick that you loved of these 8 supers?
I will be parlaying those 2 dogs, but yeah, I mean, look, I mean, you have to if you're going to touch any favorites to me, you got to parlay it. But I believe it or not, for the most part, I see the dogs as the play here. But if you want to jump on Texas parlayed with West Virginia, parlay with my national champion, now the Auburn Tigers, might get you a little bit of love there. Not something phenomenal. I am interested in taking a parlay also on
Texas, West Virginia, and Auburn comes out to plus 138.
Yeah, see, that's still fucking shitty. Don't do that. Now, I would say, like, if you just let's throw in Mississippi State to my St. John's Little Rock play, and let's go. How about this? USC, Mississippi State, separate parlay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. That's what we're doing here. Folks, we are the College Baseball Experience. We've been rocking for a long fucking time. I'm tired. Make sure you check out all of us on social media. I'm not going to recite all that shit right now because I've been talking for 2 hours and 30 minutes. But yes, check us out. We'll be back in the coming days here. What do we got? What do we got scheduled? Being Thursday
night for Friday games, and we could maybe fit in a Friday night if some lines come out because there's 4 games on Saturday. But that Friday night we could talk about the game ones on Saturday too. It really depends on how we want to attack it. We can talk about it in group chats.
Yes. Shout out to Jay North who says, keep doubting those heels. All right, folks. Appreciate you tuning in. All right. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe button. Till next time, we got to go to sleep. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run, shoot.